let me go Unk mode. I'm gonna go Unk mode for 1 second here. Back in my day, back on the infancy of YouTube, 2003. No, I feel like 2012 maybe. I don't remember exactly when it was. But there was this YouTuber. His name, FPS Russia.
Oh, I know that guy.
FPS Russia. FPS Russia is deluxe YouTuber from, I want to say, like 2012 until like 2015 or 16 or something. Here's the gist of it. He was like a guy from Kansas, an American. He put on a Russian accent and he blew shit up. That's all he did. I ain't gonna lie, guys, back in the day, I actually thought he was Russian. I was sure this guy was Russian, bro. Turns out he's just an American. He's on like podcasts and stuff. He's been on a podcast called PKA, Painkiller, already for a million years. He had to shut the channel down and everything because there was some drama. We'll probably talk about it in this video. So let's see.
Keep in mind, don't try this at home. I am a professional Russian. Hello my friends, it's FPS Russia again, and I've got something pretty cool today. See how this goes.
If you wanted to die, you could have.
Cameraman had a little bit of an accident.
Like, literally all he did was just blow shit up with the guns all day long. Was it eyepiece excellence? Okay, bro.
I was looking at more like 25 years of prison.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It all came crashing down, Sajik.
August 8th, 2017. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms swiftly and without much reason raided the property of a local Franklin County man, seizing over 50 guns. The search came
Like I said, without any reason. There was like a murder. Like someone got killed. And he literally made an image out of like doing extremely illegal shit. What do you mean, no reason?
fresh off the heels of a mysterious package received by a resident of Carnesville, Georgia, and one of the biggest YouTubers of
Why you go to prison? I don't remember. We'll see here.
the early to mid 2010s,
You'll
Kyle
see.
Lamar Myers. A gun enthusiast at heart, the man had become synonymous with firing off high-powered machine guns, blowing up vehicles, refrigerators, hitting explosive targets out of helicopters, and bringing tanks to drive-thrus.
Let me get a number 9 and 4 large cokes.
4 large of what?
4
One
large
coke, please.
cokes. Sounds good.
Like I can hear it so clearly now. Like he's literally just saying like American catchphrases. Like sounds good. Saying sounds good is not something a Russian would ever say. Because that's an American saying, you know? Like it's so obvious now. Wait, this is so
But
obvious.
thanks to a number of federal raids, weapon confiscations, and a potential 25 years in jail, along with the sudden and unexplained assassination of his longtime partner, FPS Russia is no more. The man who built a career and multi-million-dollar business on guns, ammo, and explosives is now legally
He might have been the
unable to
first,
own
like, gun
any of the
YouTuber.
things I just
Like
mentioned.
actual, like,
But
big gun
why?
YouTuber.
That's what I want to get into today, as we take a journey back in time to discover the real history of one of YouTube's most popular and federally hated pioneers. This is the story of FPS Russia. Born on May 9th, 1980, Georgia native Kyle Myers grew up in an upper middle class
Georgia,
environment
Kansas.
near a farmhouse owned by his father in the city of Livonia. As a kid, Kyle was always enthused by pellet guns and showed a clear knack for shooting at an early age, quickly learning the importance of gun safety from his family.
This is that podcast. They're still doing this, by the way. This podcast I've been doing for like 15 years. It's woodysgamertag, which is a Call of Duty and Minecraft server operator. Like he has like a really weird. Like he got rich out of doing Minecraft servers. Like he was doing like Minecraft servers and Call of Duty videos. FPS Russia, as we know, the gun guy. There's one guy missing here. Wings of Redemption. That fat Rainbow Six Siege player. He was part of this crew back then.
Every time I would point it at someone that I shouldn't point it at, which happened, or I shot something I shouldn't have shot, which happened, Dad would do the same thing. He would destroy the fucking pellet rifle right there in front of me, pick it up by the barrel, and smash it on the ground like a fucking gorilla, and it would just explode and be completely ruined. I learned my lesson about gun safety that way. If I fucked up, if I did something stupid, the gun was gone. And it's not like we're getting a new one next week or next month. it's next birthday or next Christmas. It's next time, like, it's pellet rifle shopping time. Like, we're not getting a new one.
It wasn't until Kyle became a teenager that he obtained his first real job working at a car dealership. This is where he came into contact with a peculiar Russian coworker, displaying the heavy accent Kyle would be quick to adopt and later use to brand his channel, fooling millions of people into thinking he was Russian himself. But contrary to popular belief, at one point, Kyle grew up in Georgia, the state, not the country.
And old YouTube looks so
After
bad.
experimenting with a few smaller accounts as a teenager, Kyle officially burst onto the early scene of YouTube on April 19th, 2010, with the channel FPS Russia hosted by the fictional character Dmitry Popatov, a gun fanatic from Moscow who had just moved to America and was committed to showing off the Russian
Wait, is that the fucking one from War Thunder? Is this the one from War Thunder?
Which one?
The M18. It's literally the M18 from War Thunder. Are you serious? It's the same tank. What?
Moscow, who had just moved to America and was committed to showing off the Russian lifestyle to an audience of what would become 6.9 million subscribers.
And the only way to make something more
Yeah, of course it's from real life. It's a real life tank. But that's the one. That's the tank. That's the tank that got put in War Thunder. The tank he's standing in front of right there.
2010.
This tank he's driving around in is the tank that they put in War Thunder.
With the channel FPS from Moscow, who had just moved to America and was committed to showing off the Russian lifestyle to an audience of what would become 6.9 million subscribers.
And the only way to make something more Russian is...
How do you know it's the exact same tank? How do you know it's the exact same tank? Don't burst my bubble for no reason.
It's the
bro.
Black Cat.
Yeah, it's the
I'm looking
same
at it
tank.
right
It's
now.
the
I
same
have this
decal,
tank.
everything. Yeah.
The only difference is
you
that
can't see that shot on stream.
in game it doesn't have the muzzle flash or the muzzle brake.
Oh, that's true.
Whereas IRL it does. That's the only difference.
but
It has the same
thing is,
decals, the same everything.
It's probably been like upgraded and changed and repaired, and you know.
Yeah.
Like we see a snapshot here. This tank is like what, but 80 years old.
Oh, yes.
So it's kind of changed sometimes.
Breakfast of champions.
It was all a clever shtick. Kyle didn't even disclose his real identity until years later in a Q&A that isn't even up on his main channel.
First questions first. Nick Mantilla says, are you really Russian? No, of course not. No. There's this whole branch of people who think that FPS Russia is like a Russian Spetsnaz commando. The main difference between Dmitry and Kyle is the accents, and it always has been. That's the thing.
And he literally talks the exact same. He just like has like the Russian accent. Like he says the exact same like phrases and stuff.
According to him, the wide variety of his
I mean, he
subscriber
fooled me,
base
man.
still has
I was
no
a kid, though.
clue of his true persona.
Not everyone knew FPS Russia wasn't the guy. Not everyone knew that. That's the truth.
Still don't know. If I go back and upload on that channel, 80% of them don't know. They have no idea because they watch YouTube videos occasionally. Some of them were only subscribed to me. They're not part of the YouTube community or the mythos of it, or like they don't know any other YouTubers. They don't know what VidCon is. A lot of them are like 45 and 50 years old.
And you guys know I'm up
Facebook.
Norwegian,
They just
right?
like to watch me blow shit
Smart.
up.
He was playing a character, but the thing was, that didn't matter. Dmitry was a likable, compelling figure regardless of his faux Russian background.
Dragon
And
Ball.
that's what kept people watching. As many YouTubers tend to draw a devoted core audience through their openness, Kyle managed to pull record numbers by doing the opposite. He was one of the only creators at the time who managed to grow so big using this formula, getting to collab with other huge names and expand
I remember
the
this
FPS
video.
Russia brand
The
beyond
fucking
his
Black Ops
imagination.
trailer.
Good internet video, isn't it, bitch?
Oh, there's the Epic Mealtime guy too. Do you know this guy? This guy, Epic Mealtime? John Epic Meal? I don't know his name.
So. These are some throwbacks.
Three of them. We're unclothing right now, man. We're unclothing.
I know.
He's around Makisa, but FPS Russia is around too. He does the podcast still. But like what they did, their original content has completely abandoned, right? By the way, tangent, the main reason why Epic Mealtime was shut down was this fucking guy right here, by the way. I see his name was like Muscle Glasses or something. And he was like, he got really pissed that he wasn't paid enough. So he stopped showing videos and hardly just stopped like, I don't give a fuck anymore. And like, we've been doing this for like 5 years. I don't care anymore. And they just like, the channel just died. It just stopped. Because this guy, which is he's on his whole like persona just like wearing sunglasses and eating bacon. Eating bacon.
First,
No, this guy, Harley literally said that that's why he stopped. Or that's like, that was the beginning of the downfall. That was the beginning of the downfall.
Kyle would post
That's why they
short,
stopped.
usually
That's the beginning.
1-minute videos as Dimitri.
It was like fucking when Franz Ferdinand got shot, you know? It was the beginning.
Playing with shotguns,
That's like, that was the
Uzis,
first,
Tommy guns, shooting up 50
you know,
cal with
that was
one
the
hand,
start.
and blowing
That's
up
what knocked it off.
microwaves with remote-controlled cards.
Nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. Except Minecraft. Minecraft lasts forever.
I'm just fucking.
And taxes.
Taxes too.
Just guys being
Because-
dudes.
Which one do you mean, Selsko? Do you mean FPS Russia or do you mean Harley? FPS Russia, like, he's like a millionaire. He's chilling. He does the podcast, Painkiller already. Like, it's like a weekly podcast. He's still doing it to this very day. 5 days ago. This is him now. There he is. That's what he does. He's made his money. He's rich as fuck. He makes podcasts now with these two guys. Harley wanted to be a more serious actor and producer. So I think he's doing more stuff behind the scenes. Like, he stopped doing YouTube, no podcast. Like, he might show up in podcasts on YouTube, but he like wanted to get more serious, I think.
But it wouldn't be long until Kyle turned up the notch, exhibiting an Austria assault rifle in front of 10 million people in February of 2011.
Dang, Yuji.
This would become
Holy.
his most popular
What a chill
video
rifle.
of the time. His format normally consisted of showcasing the weapon's specs and explaining its utilization before testing out what the thing could actually do.
That gives you a much shorter barrel, even shorter than the AK. It gives you much better maneuverability. This one has a reflex sight. You can come around the shoulder. See if you can see it down the side.
Not only were the guns cool, he was a pretty good shot too.
Target's moving, and 2, I want to be facing the target. I'm going to use this mirror to
I think,
shoot it.
wait, do you know, my dad 1 year, we did, my dad, my uncle, and my cousin, and my little brother, they wanted to do, like, to get into shooting, like, shooting for fun, like, target shooting. This is, like, the standard pistol for, like, shooting targets. You know, 22 long rifle, it's fucking horrible, it sucks ass, but that's, like, that's, like, the basic, you know. Because in Norway, you have to do, like, a course, like, a really long course, where you go to shooting range, and you, like, with instructors and stuff, and I think we used this gun, this exact gun. It's not a, it's a 22 long rifle, Selsko. It's 22 LR. It's like tiny. It's barely a gun.
Over my shoulder.
that's why we use them, right?
But as time went on and Kyle continued to produce
fucking
shooting style
children.
content, he knew he needed to keep changing the formula in order to stay afloat. He understood the critical need to up the stakes with each new video, which is exactly what he did, daring to embark on bold,
I remember this
Please
one.
not read it.
exotic machine guns and explosives that were otherwise extremely difficult for the general public to access.
Hello, my friends. FPS Russia. Today we're going to.
No gun.
So how did Kyle
That's
manage to get
wait,
his
they
hands
made
on
the
these
50 caliber
highly
more from the
dangerous
real?
and sometimes explicitly illegal firearms? Well, that's all thanks to a man named Keith Ratliff, friend of Kyle and co-owner of FPS Industries, a custom firearms fabrication and testing company. Being Kyle's primary weapon distributor, Keith was a crucial member of the FPS production team as his
I remember.
special
Here's some of the videos I remember. I remember the AA-12, the drum with the gun, I remember Dragon's Breath, the Dragon's Breath shotgun, and I think I remember the explosion where he always got killed.
and gave him the power to fuel all the insanity you saw unfold on the channel. Without his connections and credentials, it'd be a
Mikita from Battle State. What? That's the guy.
unfold on the channel. Without his connections and credentials, it'd be
That's
a
the
lot
guy.
harder for Kyle to get away with videos like 12-gauge Dragon's Breath, Glock
That's the one
17
I'm talking about.
explosive
Yo.
ammo, or Flamethrower Massacre.
I haven't watched this, sir.
Caught on fire.
Be careful,
I mean,
man.
really, it's impossible for anyone to deny the sheer entertainment value of these videos. They were insane.
Gloom,
but
you're like
then again,
14 years old.
Kyle or Dimitri was also kind of an
Oh, I remember this shotgun too.
insane. But
remember his
then
shotgun.
again,
Is that a double barrel shotgun with 2 tubes, so it has double the ammo?
Kyle or Dimitri was also kind of an insane guy.
Can I interrupt? Was it a
Yeah.
car door or refrigerator door that hurt Scott? I have my.
It was a
mixed up.
refrigerator door, but That's not how the shoot started.
When Kyle's buddies showed up a little less than sober once to a video shoot, they ended up wasting the only good target they had and jeopardized the footage altogether, meaning the FPS Russia team needed to get a little creative. And when a distorted piece of shrapnel impaled the shin of Kyle's cameraman, he let Scott choose between one of the two solutions.
Hey Scott, here's the deal. I'll give you $500 cash right fucking now.
$500? That's such a laughably small amount compared to how much I made per video. And say the average video was like 5 million views. Back then, the first of all, they paid way more. YouTube paid way more. Like, we're talking like $50,000 of that video. And he's like, yo, $500 to keep the footage. What? $500? That's nothing. What the fuck?
We'll sew your leg up. Or we can go to the ER. Whatever it costs, I'll pay for. Take me to fucking hospital! Take me to the fucking hospital!
Did good for him, man. But the $500 out of the fucking $90,000 he only make that month? Like, what the fuck?
Wanted to see what all he could accomplish without dying. Even though he understood the gravity of each situation and knew an incredible amount about the equipment he was dealing with, he had come shockingly close to death multiple times, and yet was.
He was on making machine. Did you say that? How do you know that? Dude hasn't been working for 10 years. Dude got fucking raided by the FBI, and he hasn't been working for 10 years. He retired at like what, 25? Like, what are you talking about?
From pushing the envelope even further for the sake of getting a 10 million view video.
I saw a gif of you almost getting killed by a door.
A little shrapnel going.
There's
Yeah, I
fucking
remember
stats.
this one
Yeah,
too.
but you know, I don't think you know how ad revenue works. Like, they're guessing. Those stats are just pure guessing. Like, you have no idea how much it's making per 1,000 views. The ranges on those quote-unquote stats can be like, this channel makes $200 or $58,000 per month. Like, what? But he's rich. He's rich. Don't worry. But he's rich.
Maybe a lot of shrapnel.
He almost died there, by the way.
Was that
Jesus
recently?
I feel like that would have really hurt you.
It would have killed me. But like when I'm out there, I'm like, what would FPS Russia do? He wouldn't give a fuck. So it's like I don't give a fuck. And if it were me,
people out
and there
there,
weren't cameras,
Ogloom.
oh god,
These YouTubers make so much fucking money, bro. It's so much money in this. The ad revenue is fucking insane. When you have millions of views per video, you're making so much money. So much money. Like, here's an example from modern days. I don't get millions of views, Gloom. I don't get millions of views. I get like thousands. But here's a modern example. XQC makes $35,000 of ad revenue on his stream every single day. $35,000, and that's about 500 to 700,000 views.
I would have shit my pants after. I've been like, what was that? But because it was FPS Russia doing it. FPS Russia don't care.
From a career standpoint, Kyle had it all figured
Ad
out.
revenue is bad on shorts, but it's amazing on long form. If you have a 1 million view video, that's thousands upon thousands of dollars. Depending, of course. It's a huge variety. The difference between a gaming channel and, for example, a financial channel. Financial channels will make 15 times more money per view. So like, if I make a YouTube video and I get 10,000 views, that would be the same. No, if I make a YouTube video, I get 150,000 views. That's the same as a financial YouTuber getting 10,000 views. It's the same ad revenue.
Contrasting his signature nonchalant persona with the natural flair of his weapon reviews spelled quick success for his gun channel during the first fundamental years of the platform, obtaining impressive partnerships with Machinima and Call of Duty.
Actually get
He
into
even launched
finance,
a
man.
successful Kickstarter for his own iOS app by 2012, rocketing up to the 9th biggest YouTube channel in the world, ranking above
Like, he was
PewDiePie
fucking
of all
printing,
people.
brother. He was printing. He was printing. That's why he's retired at 32 years old. All of these other channels are like whole ass fucking studios. Like, College Dreamer is a fucking 50-person studio.
It seemed
You know?
FPS Russia was on track for enormous success through the rest of the 2010s. But unfortunately, circumstances in Kyle's life were about to take a majorly devastating turn.
Wait, you got out of prison 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Oh, for what?
I'm paying for premium, you bitch. What the fuck you mean loading screen? What the fuck do you mean loading screen?
Keith Ratliff was just as
Wait, did you just bait it?
infatuated with guns.
Wait, did he get baited?
Ray J himself
What the fuck is this? Ray J?
to take a majorly devastating turn.
Wait, you got out of prison 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Oh, for what?
It was a bait. It was a bait. It's
Keith
sponsor block.
Ratliff was just as
Fuck
infatuated
sponsors.
with guns as
Wait, fuck other sponsors, but my sponsors? Actual saints on earth.
his buddy Kyle. He loved shooting them, building them, and selling them. He went so far as to store bullets in his car cup holder. Needless to say, the man was no stranger to the industry, leaving his wife and son behind
Average American.
in Kentucky to start
Come
his
to
own
Kentucky,
gun
I'll teach you respect.
business in Carnesville, Georgia, where he was able to join forces with
What? Is that the White House?
Kyle Myers.
What?
I met Keith Ratliff. He started helping us because he had tons of contacts in the firearm industry, had a lot of know-how that we just didn't have.
His federal firearms license and overall status in the business world is what led the two together, eventually even moving into an apartment connected to the FPS industry's warehouse.
It's the capital?
They
Yeah, the
had
White House, no?
great plans in store that unfortunately never came to fruition following the tragedy on January 4th, 2013. The day Keith was mysteriously assassinated in cold blood while working out of the warehouse.
So my officers and investigators would respond to
Was
this.
this ever solved? It wasn't, was it? Like, the guy, like, FPS Russia partner was, like, tied up and executed. Like, tied up and, like, shot to the back of the head, like, an actual execution. Like, and no one figured out what happened. Like, no one's been, you know, like, oh, you murdered someone. Yeah, it's crazy, right? The guy, this guy, which is the guy who has all the licenses for against, and he is, the partner with FPS Russia, the Kyle guy. Like, they're partners, they're both making the videos. This guy was like tied up in his office and executed, and then they never figured out who it was. Like, he was fucking killed in like execution style, like fucking mafia execution style.
Eventually even moving into an apartment connected to the FPS industry's warehouse. They had great plans in store that unfortunately never came to fruition following the tragedy on January 4th, 2013. The day Keith was mysterious.
No, he was like, no, he had all the licenses. He has to, some of these guns are extremely hard to get. Like, automatic assault rifles, light machine guns, grenade launchers. They're called like weapons of destruction or something. Like anti-material, something like this. They're cool, like some crazy shit. But to get that, to be able to buy those and use them and own them, it's very strict. And it's called like, you have to have like a weapons manufacturer, degree or whatever, and like you have to have like a license to do that, which is really hard. It's a direct firing. Yeah, he was an owner of the channel. Like, the guy that got killed owned part of FPS Russia, and he was the guy that got them all the guns, that got them the explosives. Because like using RPGs, turns out it's really fucking hard to buy and own an RPG legally. That's really hard. But he was never proven guilty. Selsko, he was never proven guilty. And why would he even do that? Why would he kill his business partner? And because the channel died after that, like, they just lost access to all their guns. Like, they can't get any guns anymore. Any of the exciting guns. They can get like the boring ones, like rifles, pistols, whatever. But like RPGs, grenade launchers, flamethrowers, all that shit.
Mysteriously assassinated in cold blood while working out of the warehouse.
So my officers and investigators would respond to the scene, and they observed what they believe was a white male.
He was that, by the way.
Had a gunshot wound, and he was inside his office. And at this time, it is still an ongoing case.
The employee who found Keith's
It's a
body the
cold
morning
case.
of his death wasted no time contacting local authorities, who rushed to the scene as quickly as possible. As reported by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, there were no signs of forced entry at the business, and surveillance equipment, along with some firearms, had been taken. There didn't appear to be a struggle of any kind, and based on the scene, Ratliff died while he was working. Ratliff may have been killed by an individual he trusted, as outlined in the police statement. Considering there were no signs of him fighting back as observed in the autopsy, it's safe
Like,
to
literally,
assume
like,
Keith was taken off guard.
executed while,
a
like, sitting at
scenario
his
which
desk
may
or
lend
something.
itself to the perpetrator being a former associate of his. As stated by Kyle 2 years later,
I loved Keith. Keith was my buddy. Keith had been my friend for a couple of years. We traveled the country together. So it's hard for me to say, oh yeah, this person or that person, you know. Everybody's got enemies, I suppose, people who don't care for the way they do things, you know. He had a rocky personal life with women. You know, I know he'd had some trouble in business in the past, but nothing that would bring something like this, you know, at least we wouldn't think so, no idea.
Since 2013, the GBI and Franklin County Sheriff's Office alike have had minimal luck in finding a lead for Keith's murder.
Wait, it's like nearly nothing. Like they have no idea.
The case remains open to this day, meaning Keith Ratliff's family has yet to find justice in the face.
Yeah, Kyle went to prison for a while, as he mentioned. That was for like having weed in his car or something. Like he had weed in his car during a traffic stop. And in America, if you have weed or you get caught for weed or whatever, you like lose your ability to have guns. So like they found his weed and they raided his house and took like 1,000 guns. That's separate completely from this. It's like if you have weed, you just can't own guns, or you couldn't at least. It's getting better now. But back then, like if you were found with weed, man, boom, that's a fucking federal crime. You spend the time in prison. You can never own a gun ever again.
Of these gravely unfortunate circumstances, but because Keith was also tied
that's a whole
to
different thing than this
online gun channels
killing.
Of the time, the lack of closure has led to one of
Yeah,
the most
right, look at that.
prevalent online gun channels.
Whoa! Like look at fucking FPS Russia, man. We know these guys. Some of them. I know Hickok. That's the old guy. Demolition Ranch. I know. Iraq veteran. I know. Two flater rounds. And like I know these names, but compared him to the god between Russia.
That is crazy, dude.
These are big guys, famous guys, right? Hello, them. Because I literally just talked about it. Here's one tangent, one steamy similar tangent. It was like 2019. I was out down slope skiing slalom with my family, and I fell and I broke my collarbone. I couldn't sleep in my bed anymore. I'd like to have my arm elevated, so I slept on the couch. Now I'd watch Demolition Ranch. He's the vet guy, right? He's a veterinarian. I'd watch like 10 of his videos every single like evening while I was sleeping, because he's so wholesome. He's a really wholesome guy, really wholesome, funny guy.
The lack of closure has naturally led to countless fans airing their own suspected theories on who's to blame. However, with little evidence comes pretty unfounded claims, as some have been quick to point the finger at the face of the channel himself, Kyle.
There's actually an
Hey, Salesco, he's talking to you right now. Salesco, listen up, he's talking to you.
entire Facebook group that I found from Reddit that thinks Kyle was the one who did it. It's pretty nuts and full of people from Kyle.
Stand it's impossible to stop losing. Someone on the FPS team, or Kyle himself no less, gained from losing their manager and key weapon supplier. I understand it's impossible to stop these theories from spreading, but I think it's a little disgusting for anyone to imply his friend had anything to do with it based on absolutely no concrete evidence. When looking for a culprit, especially with little to no physical evidence on hand, you have to consider the motive behind such an act. And to me, Kyle would have zero motive. I never knew Keith personally. None of us did. So it's hard to imagine who, if anyone in his life, might have had it.
I pre-watched Chocala, guys. I watched this video on 4x speed on my streaming PC earlier. While we were playing, I watched it 4x speed really quickly. If you guys didn't know, you can actually absorb knowledge watching 4 or 5x speed. So I watched that on the streaming PC.
Out for him. As one theory goes, it could have been driven by his track record of infidelity, as others have insisted Obama himself might have had something to do with it.
Obama?
The founder of FPS Russian, the biggest gun show in the world.
Wait, what?
Not just on YouTube. About 100 million viewers on average a month.
Who is this? Why is Alex Jones? Why is Alex Jones talking about this? What is going on? Why did he call it FPS Russia?
Just on YouTube, biggest gun show in the world, was tied up at his offices. He's a gun manufacturer, dead. And it's in the back of the local Georgia papers, executed, tied up in a chair, expertly.
Man, come on.
But this was in 2013, Zymax. This was 2013.
As if the federal government would really waste time.
Fucking Obama went to Georgia and fucking killed this YouTuber. Drones choke him.
Concerning themselves
Like,
with a
what?
random YouTube channel. As YouTuber Gamer from Mars has since pointed out, a business deal gone horribly wrong is also on the table. Unbeknownst to the public, in 2013, Keith was actually the head of a talent network that arranged financial deals for other gun channels. And according to another creator close to Keith, some of these YouTubers were only being paid a fraction of what they were promised.
Around a month or two before his death, he
he and I talked on the phone and he tried to woo and woe me into joining his network. I got the used car salesman BS vibe from him and never joined.
Based YouTuber, this information will be used for my next video. You are cooked, my boy. That's the based response. Should I start responding to guys like that? Like, I'm like, hey, can I please have these requests? Thank you. Yeah, here we go. I gave him to your account. Thank you. This information will be used for my next video.
Quite a few gun channels did join it, and talking to some of them, they told me that their earnings were much lower than before they joined the network. Some of these guys were doing YouTube full time, so their videos were their only source of income. To me, that seemed like a pretty strong motive. I have no idea who would kill someone over that though, but it seemed like a logical possibility.
But it's important to remember this is all just hearsay, as the official investigation unfortunately has yet to bring back anything substantial relating to the murder. In reality, it's trying to decipher who did it based on shoestring evidence and a handful of
We'll never know. The thing is, we'll never know. We'll never know. We'll never know. It might have been someone fucking just walking in the door. The door was unlocked and he killed him and stole some guns. It might have been a scorned ex-lover. It might have been someone from a bad business deal. We'll never know.
Is ultimately a pointless venture. Still, someone out there knows the truth, and I just hope one of these days it becomes clear so those in Keith's life no longer have to wonder about the untimely death of their loved one. All we know is this crime marked a new chapter in the FPS Russia history book, the beginning to a series of misfortunes that would only continue throughout the next few years, one of which being just a few months later.
Fireworks! Yay!
The ATF
Is that a bullpup 50 cal? Wait, I recognize that muscle break from Tarkov.
Did their first raid of Kyle's residence on March 26, 2013. According to a spokesperson from the Bureau, the claim is that he was using explosives and getting paid for it via YouTube. The explosive in question was tannerite, a legal substance that blows up only when shot with a rifle. This is what Kyle used to send trucks sky high on his dad's farm, which was also raided that day. The feds argued that individuals or companies must obtain a federal explosives manufacturing license if they intend to engage in the business of manufacturing explosives for sale or distribution or for their own business use.
First time they raided my house, you know, and that was a situation like ATF was in the living room and they had this big list of like my registered stuff and they're like, we're not coming up with a couple machine guns here, and they're looking at me like I've done something wrong, and I'm like, well, they're in my bedroom. They're like, we searched the bedroom quite well, sir. And I'm like, mind if I take a look? I'm like, help yourself. I know exactly where the machine gun is, and I just like reach between two pairs of blue jeans on a rack and go, ka and I've got an M4, and I'm just like, this the one?
Kyle wasn't just using explosives for fun anymore. He was doing it on YouTube and getting paid massive amounts of money in the meantime, making himself a business no matter how you wanted to cut it. I don't doubt being the biggest gun channel in the world came with its perks, but it certainly wasn't always easy, especially with local authorities eyeing your every move. Since these two incidents in 2013, video production on Kyle's main channel began to slow over the next few years. Sure, the content was just as wild as ever, and they were still pulling impressive views, but things would never quite be the same without Keith, unfortunately. And with the added pressure of the state and federal government...
What, an Uzi? Whoa.
Without Keith, unfortunately.
An Uzi. I've never seen an Uzi, like, outside a game before.
And with the added pressure of the state and federal government breathing down his neck, combined with YouTube's changing atmosphere, Kyle knew deep down there wouldn't be much of a future left for FPS Russia. Uploading his last video on April 16th of 2016, Kyle bid a quiet goodbye to the channel without ever officially announcing it.
If you got the flamethrower, you can definitely protect your rights and melt cars if you're into it. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you share the video, give it a like down below, and as always,
Have a nice day.
The channel has remained inactive as of September
crazy.
2021.
Bro,
but
he can
the
be
timing ended up being-
printing money like crazy. He just stopped. Like, he can be printing. That just says something how much money he made, you know? Like, he made so much money in, like, those, like, 4 years or whatever. Where he's like, you know what? I'm making millions of dollars a year, but I'm gonna quit. That's crazy, no? Like, why not just, like, write it out? Because if you actually felt like, oh, this is gonna die now, so I should just stop. First of all, gun content is as big as ever. Gun content on YouTube has not died out. Gun content is just as big as ever. He must have made so much money. Being like, you know what? I'm literally at my peak right now. I'm making a shitload of money, but I've already made so much money. I can just quit. And you're like, hands up, it's crazy.
Pretty ideal. Because a little over a year later, the trajectory of his life would wildly change once again. As mentioned,
you know, I'll tell you guys right now, if I make $10 million, I'm not going live ever again. I'm telling you right now. If I make $10 million in 5 years, you will never hear from me again. I'm telling you right now. Maybe I'll be on Discord. I'll be on Discord, dude. I'll be on this. And another thing, I'll be on Discord. I think I'm joking. Fucking call me short in Discord, I guess.
At the beginning of the video, feds raided Kyle's property for a second time towards the end of 2017. Only the cops weren't looking for explosives this time. Instead, it was a bag of weed that caused the YouTuber to face up to 25 years in the slammer. But I don't want to get ahead of myself, so I'll let Kyle do the talking.
But the feds, because of the types of firearms that I owned, were able to search my house.
Green Shirt, did you see the video about most big pelt? I mentioned people don't realize how much money these big streamers make. Like, think with me, right? What, I like 80 to 100 maybe? Like 60 to 100 average viewers? And I'm like pretty close to going full time. I'm not like full-time yet. I'm not making enough money just yet, but we have streamers out there that are literally 500 times bigger than me. You know, 500 times a year. I sent this picture earlier. This is what XQC made in 1 day. I'm serious. That is 1 day of income for XQC. 1 day. $45,000 a day. And he said that's not like a great day. You know, like, this is not a great day. $46,000 plus sponsorships, plus contracts, plus YouTube, plus fucking everything. Like, he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars every day, easily.
Regardless.
Like that, there's so much. If you're a big content creator, you're making a lot of money. Someone even twice as big as me, or 3 times as big as me, are making a lot of money.
Just because I had been found to possess any marijuana whatsoever.
That 2 months is what that gets you?
In federal prison, yes.
I guess it's safe to say Kyle had made a few enemies over his time as FPS Russia, one of which being the local government, who may as well have been looking for an excuse to raid his home again 4 years after the first siege. Finally catching him on the receiving end.
Why did he say local government? Isn't ATF federal? Is that the entire country? Local government is like the police force, no? The like a municipality. Am I crazy?
Of a package containing about 25 grams of butane hash oil. Or
that's not the local government then.
Any of you lamos out there. As minor as this offense may have seemed,
the
Department of
branch of the
Justice
federal
was
government.
hell-bent on prosecuting harshly on the grounds
20
of Kyle
bomb from
owning
Salesco.
firearms along with the illicit drug.
Yo, Salesco, when you're drunk, I like you when you're drunk, man. Yo, Salesco, you should drink some more, man.
Oh my god.
You should get him a cider, man.
Luckily, Kyle and his team were still able to win the court case
In Minecraft, by the way.
against the state on account of the initial search warrant being absolute
Thank you so much, Salesco.
bullshit. As cited by the cops, the reason they searched his house in the first place was because
they wrote a warrant that said they were able to search my home due to the fact that I was wearing shorts.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Dude, I was so sure. Me, my cousin, like, oh wow, Russians are so crazy, man. Look how crazy the Russian is, bruh. And it's just a fucking guy from Georgia. It's just a white guy from Georgia playing with guns. Fuck. Georgia the state, sorry.
I haven't heard this little bit.
Now I had some cargo shorts on, and they said because I was wearing shorts, that meant that I was heading straight home with the half ounce of marijuana, and therefore they had the right to search my home. Whereas if I'd been wearing slacks, I guess.
No, thank you. It's kind of an inside joke. Because Celesco said that yesterday. No, he said like earlier. He was like, oh yeah, the Brazilian subs. Because subs from Brazil do pay out less. Subs from Turkey pay out less. Subs from Russia pay out less. That doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like, it's you're making this stream worth it. But yeah, it's just funny.
you would have been able to avoid the charge altogether.
Don't go home.
Possessions is still a state crime in Georgia as well. So how did you get tried for on a federal level for it?
Because we beat the state case because they wrote a bad warrant. A seed of marijuana or a hundredth of a gram of marijuana would give them the ability to search my home. So the state lost their case, and so the feds picked it up.
The warrant made no sense.
He's probably right. Like the warrant and the cage was bad, but like Kyle, aka FPS Russia, is like very well known to be a mega stoner. Like he's a big stoner. Like you watch every single episode. Like he's like smoking in all of them. Like he's like he has a joint in his hand in all his episodes. Like it's not like it probably was some foul play, but it's not like he never smoked weed. He's probably like top 3 biggest weed smoker in Georgia. Like he's a big stoner. Like he's been, if you go back and watch like podcasts from like 2017, 15, 14, like he'll like go off cam and he'll feel like a smoke cloud come up and he'd like lean back and he's like completely red eyes, like, oh yeah, I'm dead. I'm just talking about Call of Duty, man. Like he is a giga stoner, which I think it should be allowed. It's fucking cringe. It's not. We should legalize marijuana. I am all.
And obviously served as an excuse to get into his house. But with the state authorities out of the picture, prosecutors on the federal level were then able to swoop in and prolong the case, basically threatening Kyle with obscenely trumped up charges.
Well, so this is MG34, a Bren again, and an M246. Yeah, I'm a gun nerd.
Charges, some of which were completely
I am a gun nerd.
unfounded.
Sorry, guys.
The stress and like unknown that stretched out for 2 years was maybe worse than the 2 months in prison.
I was looking at more like 25 years of prison.
Prosecutors were determined to put Kyle behind bars one way or another, forcing him to plead guilty for the lesser charge of possession of marijuana, which he inevitably did, as the alternative meant prison time for God knows how long.
Like one of the charges was
Now, but okay, I'm gonna start my rant about America right now. Watch, if you are an American patriot, might be time to close your ears. What is going on in America and weed? Why is weed so giga turbo mega demonized in America? Why has weed be like a class 1 drug for 100 years? Wake up, guys. Land of the free, more like land of the cringe.
owning a firearm with a destroyed serial number. Now what happened was he bought a brand new firearm. He bought it from a gun store legally. Everything is on the up and up.
They probably can. But why do you think they can't? Why do you think they can't monopolize it? Like why can they monopolize alcohol and tobacco but not weed? Is weed just like what?
He took that brand new firearm and shipped it to a professional firearm coding person to give it like, you know, cool camo or another color or something like that. And then it turns out that person had got paint.
Yeah, but what if it's Xanax? Why doesn't it happen with nicotine or tobacco or with alcohol? Like, why is alcohol legal? Yeah, I agree, man. I think weed should be legalized in Europe too. Like, Norway's cringe about weed. Norway's giga cringe about weed. Norway's even more cringe than America. And like Singapore. I think if you have weed, if you have weed on you and you land in Singapore, they will literally kill you. Like, you will be capital punishment, death penalty. Like, what the fuck? What's going on? That's why, hey, that's why Canada is so base. Canada giga base. Because they have like way more legal weed, right? Hey,
Canada
gritty, but bring out the joint real quick. Bring out the joint real quick, man. Let's see it.
Oh,
I'm sure you have one in your desk drawer. Come on.
No.
What? So what? Really?
In the serial number, and now they're accusing Kyle of
defacing a serial number, which is a 10-year mandatory minimum federally. Even the guns had nothing to do with marijuana. You know, those type of laws are meant to punish drug dealers who are carrying a pistol while they deal drugs, not for people who like have a shotgun in their closet way back at home and they smoke some marijuana at a concert. So they were threatening me with like roughly 25 or 30 years or something like that if I didn't plead guilty to some pretty nonsensical charges.
Instead, Kyle spent a total of 2 months in federal prison for possession and attempt to distribute marijuana. Pretty insane considering the distribution part was just sharing it with his girlfriend.
I pled guilty to intent to distribute as well because they said that my girlfriend had smoked marijuana at my house one time and that I had distributed marijuana to her in that manner.
I hate to be the one to say this, but that was me. I'm the girlfriend.
Regardless, Kyle made some allies, completed his 2 months, paid a $7,500 fee, and went right back to his podcast, Painkiller Already, to tell about living through the whole experience.
8 cents an hour, that is crazy. Like, that's just slavery.
Whoa! It's Bruce Green! Do you know who Bruce Green is? I'm going ARC mode! mode activated. Bruce Green, formerly Inside Gaming. I know YouTube lore. While you guys were out partying, I was studying. I was doing YouTube. I'm a YouTube archaeologist. Bruce Green is a general manager, or was the general manager of Inside Gaming with Adam Kovic, James Williams, Lauren Sontag. All these guys, they had a channel called Inside Gaming. Inside Gaming was a subsidiary of Machinima. When Machinima went belly up and went nuclear, Bruce Green, James Williams, Lauren Sontag, Adam Kovic, they all went into a new channel called Funhouse. Funhouse started, let's see here, 10 years ago. They lasted for 9 years. And they were pretty much, like, if you look at that, these are great videos, man. Just make a quick clip. Oh, by the way, some more hidden, deleted secret lore. Do you guys know Dr. Disrespect? Dr. Disrespect used to be a editor and writer at Machinima. If you look up some really old Dr. Disrespect videos, he's playing the same character 12 years ago at Machinima, like breaking Xbox 360s. And this guy here was working with him. Like, they worked in the same office.
Yeah.
It's about $20 a month.
Why?
Oh
why
my God!
How do they justify the fact that they're paying you 8 cents an hour? Like, why even pay you at that point?
Yeah, I'd rather have nothing. More dignity.
Well, whenever they abolish slavery, what the part they always read the first sentence. They never read the second sentence of that amendment. The second part is, except in the case of punishment. So it's literal slavery.
To this day, the FPS Russia YouTube channel remains
America.
untouched, yet gains an average of 1 million views every month and has even seen steady sub-growth over the years of inactivity. His videos are still being viewed by fans old and new.
No,
so
I don't keep up with him at all.
Come back? Well, there's probably a couple reasons for that. For one, Kyle is a felon, meaning he can no longer buy or own any more guns.
Yeah, first of all, he's a felon. This is a year though. This is one. He became a felon 1 year after stopping FPS Russia. So I don't think this actually matters. Like, if he wants to come back and do like there is ways to do it, right? Like, you can come back and like be the presenter and have like a Stig from Top Gear. Like, oh, hey, I'm gonna talk about this again, and here's Sting, our like Spetsnaz sniper that we imported from Russia. He's gonna show it to us, you know? Like, it can be done. So I don't think the felon part matters at all. I think he just made so much money that there's no reason to. There's no reason to spend time and risk, because shooting guns is dangerous, even when you take precautions. Like, as we saw earlier today with Kentucky Firearms, right? Like, even when you take proper precautions, it is dangerous to shoot guns. It's a dangerous hobby compared to like throwing dart or whatever, you know? Like, why? Like, he's already made so much money. He has his dream life. Why push it? Like, he could, like, if he wanted to, he could come back and do like gaming content and make a ton of money. Like, if he just contact me like, hey, my name FPS Russia and this is Battlefield 6, and okay, he'll get maybe 1 million views. That's $1,000. And he'll do one more maybe. Then he'll do sponsorship maybe. Like, I just think he really like, I made my money. My W's have been set. No reason to spend more time or energy on this. That's what I think.
Whatsoever, unless the law changes or he relocates to another country. And being a gun channel unable to purchase a firearm is kind of a slight...
Again, they can just buy guns, but he as a person can't buy guns, right? Like, he can't be the one buying guns. But if he has a team of 10 people that aren't felons, they can just buy guns. They can shoot guns. Like, what? This is a very easy thing to disprove, you know? No, but he won't even shoot them, Gloom. He'll just be the presenter, right? He'll be like, today we're talking about X and Y gun. Maybe like at this point, he can just open up like a airsoft replica and be like, here's the gun, here's the magazine, reload, throw it around. It looks exactly the same as a real gun. He like throws it around, shows it off, and then we imported a Spetsnaz soldier from Siberian Russia, and he's here to show us how it's done. And then the fucking guy shoots the gun. Okay, like, FPS Russia doesn't have to actually shoot and hold the gun or own the gun, right?
Roadblock, I'd say.
What do they do with the guns? They just hold on to them, put them in a big vault somewhere?
Probably destroy them.
Oh,
But there is a very small road bump, but when we're talking about millions of dollars, come on, this is not something we can't overcome. This is something they already did overcome, because he was shooting the gun. He was shooting the gun that he had no right in owning, right? The guy was killed. That he was the guy who owned the guns, that he could shoot them, no problem, right?
What would you 200K? Like I you get more than that in guns.
Yeah, closer to 400.
They took $400,000 worth of guns. Holy cow!
I had half an ounce of marijuana. I was a real danger to society.
Yeah, but again, he is a multi-millionaire. Like, he is rich as fuck. He has been rich as fuck the last 10 years, and he hasn't worked in 10 years. That just says something about how much money he made doing this shit, right? $400,000 just in guns.
Even if he were able to get around it, the licensing itself is too much of a headache to obtain. To continue blowing up vehicles on his dad's property and shooting at posters of Justin Bieber from a helicopter requires a ton of credentials most gun channels wouldn't even need. It's possible Kyle could still be planning a grandiose return in the form of an alternate genre. In fact, his Twitch has even seen some activity in late 2021, with his return to streaming reaching an impressive viewership, especially considering the 6-year hiatus. The FPS Russia name may have experienced unprecedented hardships in recent years, leading to the eventual decay.
One of the things I think he should bomb, I think this guy, he's rich as fuck, and he doesn't give a fuck, but like, he should have sold the name. He should have sold the channel. Like, if he sold this channel in 2015 or 2018, when private equity was getting into this space, he could have made like tens of millions just selling the name. So like, that's his mistake. I think he should have sold the name. He should have sold the name. But I also think he's already so rich, it doesn't matter. Like, if you already have $50 million in the bank account, adding 10 more million to that the number won't change anything, right? Like, your actual day-to-day life is just the same, right? Like, it just doesn't matter.
Of the channel. But that doesn't mean the brand is gone forever. In fact, this may just be the start of a new beginning. But even if I'm being too optimistic here, at least we'll always get to
Reminder, this might just be the start of a new beginning. That was 4 years ago. There was no new beginning. There was no new He never started up again. This might just be the start of a new beginning. That was 4 years ago. There was no beginning, guys. He just stayed doing PKA.
Hear him weigh in on the most pressing matters of the day, thanks to his podcast.
Is it like what was the tank? Is it like a...
Just
is that T-34? Wait, what?
But even if I'm being...
Wait, FPS Russia actually driving Russian tanks? Surely
too
not, right?
optimistic here. At least we'll always get to hear him weigh in on the most pressing matters of the day, thanks to his
BMP-1.
What? That's the 85mm. What are you talking about? Well, he was touched again.
Here, at least we'll always...
That's an 85. What are you talking about?
Get to hear him weigh in on the most pressing...
It's a T-34. I mean, T-34 85, if you want to be specific, I guess. It's a T-34, no?
Oh, that's a BMP.
Matters of the day, thanks to his podcast.
Whatever you say, man.
I stole a kid's hearing aid one time.
Bro. That is so fucking funny. How did you do that? Actually, he couldn't hear you sneaking up on him.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think? Did you were so quiet for this whole video? What do you think? What do you think about my yapping about it? Like, what do you like? Do you agree with me, or do you have any different takes, or what do you think?
I agree with you in the fact that he probably made enough money that he doesn't really care. It's kind of just all right.
Yeah.
I have lots of money now. I don't really need to continue.
Look at the evidence, right? He was in prison for 2 months. He hasn't worked, like actually worked, quote unquote, since what, 2015? Like, that's 10 years ago. Like, he has money here. Like, what is he doing if not, right? There's gotta be some money. Like, yeah. What do you think about the murder though? Who do you think murdered him? The partner?
Probably a bad business deal or something, be my guess.
Yeah.
I don't imagine it. I don't think it would be him or anybody on his team.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I
sense.
don't think it would be him. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's like a bad move. Like, you're just cutting off so much. Especially later when we saw that this fucking guy was like scamming all these creators. I mean, like, and like the multi-channel networks, and he was fucking printing money. Like, why would you ever cut that off? You know, why would you ever stop that? But my next question, and the intro to my next video. Do you know Wings of Liberty?